last day today, and he's going back home to Cape May, New Jersey, where there is a big Coast Guard presence. So I've asked Les to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the June 5th, 2017 meeting of the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners. My name is Bob Archer. I currently serve as chair of the commission and represent District 3 alongside Commissioner Shelley Bueller, who represents District 1, and Commissioner Kevin Cook, who represents District 2. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Madam Clerk, before we start, I've been asked to pull item B1 from the agenda. If there's not a
No objection.
no objection to that?
No objection.
Okay, thank you. First item of business, please.
Item 3, consent agenda.
Questions or comments on the consent agenda?
I have none. Move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioners, this morning we have vouchers that total $904,738.55. The highlights out of the voucher report: payroll, $484,909.79. Health insurance premiums of $134,401.67. Holding accounts with the state of Kansas for motor vehicle, I'll get that right, $95,231.70. Workers' compensation premium of $53,603.35. Parks and Recreation of $47,442.65. And the Department of Corrections of $25,372.11. Those are the majority of the vouchers, and I would move for their approval. I have no questions.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve the vouchers by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 2, consider correction orders.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the correction order by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B has been pulled. C, Public Works Solid Waste, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-193, 2017 with Monmouth Township relating to use by Shawnee County of a dump truck, plow, de-icing system, and sander purchased by Monmouth Township with no financial impact to the county.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Block with Public Works and Solid Waste. This is a Public Works item. And as you know, Shawnee County provides maintenance of Monmouth Township roads on their behalf, and then we charge them for any services that we provide. Several years ago, we entered into an agreement with them in which we actually hired one additional person that is 100% dedicated to their maintenance work, and they pay for all salary, benefits, vacation, sick time, health insurance for that particular person. Then shortly thereafter, they also reimburse us for the equipment that Shawnee Counties that we use on their behalf, and the board determined that they would like to purchase some of their own equipment. So a couple of years ago, they bought a road grader, and that seems to work favorably for both them and us, and that there's more availability of equipment, so they have that particular piece of equipment dedicated to their roadways. So with that, they wanted the board had decided they wanted to purchase a couple more pieces of equipment that they use dedicated just for their purposes, and that is, this first one is a dump truck. This is the exact same agreement that this commission had approved a couple of years ago for the road grader. Essentially, any maintenance that is provided for it, the county will get reimbursed. We will maintain it. We'll store it at our facility, but they provide all the insurance. They understand that they do not store it in our equipment shed. They basically pay for everything, but it is basically for their the person that does their road maintenance, dedicated to their road maintenance, is for his use. And this piece of equipment is not to be used for county-maintained, Shawnee County-maintained roads. So anyway, that is what this is about. It's just kind of continuing on what we've been doing in the past. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Again, there's no financial impact to the county as a result of this.
Okay. Questions or comments for Tom?
A
Yes,
question.
Commissioner
Tom,
Bueller.
is this the only kind of relationship with this township? I know we provide maintenance for Grove, but we don't have any sort of arrangement like this, do we? with
Correct,
Grove?
no. For Grove, they don't have a dedicated person just for
Okay.
their roadways, and they don't have any equipment just for their roadways.
Okay, all right, thank you. I'll move approval of the
Second.
contract.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please, Chris.
Number 2, consider authorization and execution of contract C-194, 2017, with Monmouth Township relating to use by Shawnee County of a tractor and boom mower purchased by Monmouth Township with no financial impact to the county.
Commissioners, Tom Block again with Public Works and Solid Waste. This is exactly what we just approved but for a different piece of equipment. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
I have no questions. I'll move approval of the contract.
Second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
All right,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much, Tom. Next item, please.
Item D, County Counselor, number 1, consider approval of request to reclassify paralegal position to a legal office manager paralegal from range 14 to range 15.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Crowell, Shawnee County Counselor. As indicated by the clerk, this is a request to reclassify the paralegal position in my office to legal office manager / paralegal. That's the position that's currently occupied by Megan Barrett. The justification for this is since the CBIZ study, this position has assumed additional duties and responsibilities related to a couple of areas. One has to do with her work as clerk for JADO in all alternative years. The second, since I've taken over as county counselor, we've changed somewhat the system we've used for the Professional Services Selection Committee. We're now running all of that through the counselor's office to try to get a little more uniformity in how we handle those. She coordinates all the activities of that committee, does a great job with that. So the basis for the reclassification is due to additional duties that have been assumed by this position, and not just I'm asking for a wage increase. She has assumed, and she's doing a great job. So I request that this be approved. Thank you.
Yeah, I reviewed this, and it was well documented. And, are there questions or comments for Tom? Well, then I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made to approve the request by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Next item, please.
Item 5, Administrative Communications.
Commissioners, Tom Block with Public Works and Solid Waste. Wanted to follow up on some questions that Commissioner Bueller had asked last week, I think Thursday, regarding the Willard Bridge and the closing. The closing of that, discussed this with the contractor. The plan is to close it between like 8:30 and 9 o'clock on the morning of the 12th. That way it gives everyone at least one last chance to use the bridge to get themselves to work. So that will be the time frame of them closing. And as far as roadways, for the folks of Willard, yes, they will have access going out west and east of town, within town, and access will be provided to those residents. I think those are the 2 or 3 questions. And also, I forgot to mention this Thursday, but this morning, we are beginning the project on South Topeka Boulevard to mill and overlay that. So they are moving very fast right now out there. If all goes as planned, the contractor actually wants to be done, even though they have, I think, 19 working days, or 19 days that we give them, they're actually hoping to be done this week. Get in and out, and then come in and cut in loops for the traffic signals. Then our crews will come back in after they are done and then restripe it. So there will be a flurry of activity on South Topeka Boulevard for the next several days. So And I think that's all I got. So,
Thank you, Tom. I can't say enough about the effectiveness and efficiency of our Public Works Department. Any other discussion?
Good morning, Brian Cole, Shawnee County Department of Corrections. Last week, I had mentioned that we had NCCHC in to do our audit, and we're expecting a very favorable deal. We have about anywhere from 7 to 8 audits a year from other agencies. Here soon, we will have those from Immigration Customs Enforcement. ICE will be coming in to do their audit. Again, want to reiterate that we are not a sanctuary city, and that I want to reiterate that we expect this to be a very good audit as well, that their audits go above and beyond that of the American Correctional Association, and we're prepared to meet that. And then last, I wanted to mention that we celebrated our 17th annual Staff Appreciation Banquet, or event, where we hold a barbecue for all shifts. The administrative staff from captains and above come in for every shift, so we pull about a 22-hour shift that day to serve food to our staff, that this is not budgeted funds. We pay for this out of our own pocket, and that this is something we can do. It's not as much as we would like, but to be able to recognize the staff who do the work, and I've said this before, that the staff of the Department of Corrections are the reason we are successful. It's not me. They are our biggest assets, so thank you.
Very good, thank you. I see Matt Pravarnik's coming, and we need a headline here, Matt. We don't have one yet.
That's too much pressure. I have no headlines this morning, but I'll just cover a quick few things. The first thing I want to mention is that Go Topeka staff has been meeting on a regular basis with the Kansas Research Nexus. That is a partnership with Manhattan, Lawrence, and Topeka to market our region. So we really market ourselves in 4 different ways. First and foremost, we market Topeka and Shawnee County, ourselves as Topeka and Shawnee County. Second, this KRN, Manhattan, Lawrence, and Topeka as a region. We market ourselves that way. We work very closely with KCADC to market ourselves as part of the Kansas City region. And then finally, we market ourselves as being part of the state of Kansas. So we have a lot of different marketing efforts underway. I do want to mention that Dan Foltz and Dwayne Cantrell are chairing a new initiative. It's an animal health and ag tech initiative that we're working on. We are right in the middle of the animal health corridor, and being where we are between MBAF and Kansas City, we are really ramping up our game in that arena, and have a really good, solid leadership team working on that. We've been in regular contact with Ardent and KU Health. Had a great meeting with their CEO week before last, where we invited their CEO to sit down with a group of our community leaders, and we feel like that we're off on the right foot with that organization and with that hospital. I would like to reiterate that with Stormont Vale and with Ardent and KU Health, that we feel like that Topeka is poised to be a great medical destination. Payless, we've been in constant contact with Payless. It appears that their heads are down and that they're working on a reorganization, and that's exactly where we want them to be. They have been very involved with the Top City Interns program, which I'll mention in just a moment. Nick Zaitis with Hazel Hill has taken over as the new chair of the Small Business Council, so that is great to have a downtown retail business owner representing that council, which is about 30 strong of different types of small businesses throughout Shawnee County. John Hunter retired from Heartland Visioning last week. We did not take too much time to fill that position. As you saw in the Capital Journal over the weekend, Kristen O'Shea is the new executive director of Heartland Visioning. We also have brought on Kayla Bittler, who is, her title is Strategic Implementation Coordinator. Kayla is going to be working very closely with the Momentum 2022, the Holistic Economic Development Plan Implementation Committee, to make sure that that plan is not just a plan that sits on the shelf, that will actually be implemented over the next 5 years. A big piece of news is, as of Friday, we promoted Molly Howie to Senior Vice President of Go Topeka. Molly She passed her certification process, which is very, very difficult. It's about a 40% pass rate, and we're really excited, and she is very well respected on a national level, and we're glad that we were able to put Molly and do a promotion from within. We did not have to go to market and go out. We really had our talent right here on our bench. The Momentum 22 Implementation Committee has their first meeting the end of June, so we feel like that we'll have a lot more information coming forward after that meeting. We're also meeting with RDG, I think Kirk Lehman, to talk about the Shawnee County Comprehensive Plan, their economic development chapter, and really compare their economic development chapter to the Momentum 2022 plan to see where there's some things that we can work on together. Top City Interns, you've heard a little bit about that. That is Forge and working with about 30 different companies in the community to do a really good internship program this year. There's 170 interns that are actually signed up for the program, 43 universities, 23 states, 22 companies, 8 countries, and 50 plus of those interns are actually staying at Washburn Villages. So Dr. Farley welcomed them last Thursday night, and they have their kickoff event this Thursday evening. The goal of that is just to really show these interns Topeka so that at the end of the summer, their goal is to retain as many of these interns as possible. Lastly, our pipeline for business attraction and expansion is full, but no announcements yet. Hopefully we'll have one soon. And finally, I'd like to thank everybody in this room. It's just such a team sport that we have with economic prosperity and economic development in this community. Our elected leaders, our staff, just everybody that sits in this room. I just would like to put out a big thanks to you guys for being part of this great team. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. We might have gotten a couple of headlines out of that one. Thank you very much. Anyone else for administrative communications this morning? Our well wishes to Les Crooks in your future endeavors. Commissioner Bueller, anything?
Just had a chance to attend the County Commissioners Association meeting over in Junction City on Thursday and Friday, and the legislative update was rather short. Stay tuned, and so, but it was a good conference. Good to see all the county commissioners from across the state. And I think I'll mention just one thing that maybe Matt didn't touch on. We have Topeka Gives tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m., goes to 6 p.m. This is the Topeka Community Foundation. I think we have over 150 nonprofits who are at Fairlawn Plaza.
Yeah,
And it's going to be a great day. I mean, there's a lot of giving money, and there's just a lot of discussion, too, amongst people who are visiting and then the agencies there. So it's a good day. But hopefully everybody can have a chance to stop out there, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
It is. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Cook, Royals were 2 out of 3 over the weekend.
Well,
I think.
yeah. I mean, I understand that Matt Varnick did get to see a winning game on Friday, so I understand.
Did you?
I did not.
There you go.
But between the food truck festival downtown, first Friday in Noto, we had a ribbon cutting for Front Door Catering, a new business opening up in Noto. Just small business development. We have small business really just popping up all over our county, and really, I mean, that's our generator. Big boxes and big producers are a big part of our community, but we also need to really emphasize and appreciate the small businesses because they really do add that flavor to our community. And then also we had German Fest on Sunday, and so it's just been a busy weekend, and I look forward to another busy weekend next week.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. I really don't have anything to add, so next item, please.
Executive sessions?
There is a need for an executive session, and we need to have a session that will not last longer than 1.5 hours for the purpose of discussing non-elected personnel, and specifically we're going to talk about evaluation of our certain senior leaders at this point. So that's a motion.
Second.
Motion made to go into executive session by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. We are in executive session.
does every meeting. It's like 2 more minutes.
We're waiting because we have.
Yeah, I know.
How'd you get here so quick? I just talked to you on the phone.
I drove. I almost always walk. This time I drove. So that ended up being the lead to my story, unless something happens now. With the animal corridor stuff, ramping up the game in terms of trying to attract animal science.
Oh, I'm so glad you fixed that. I know, me too. Thank you.
I have provided made a tremendous impact in our community on here.
Well, look at that one.
I know, it's worked.
Really am pleased we have him on board.
Just the size, I think it's the size of it and the weight of it and how
Yeah. The
how
others have done okay. I don't know why that one seems to be warped. The third one is warped a
By the
little.
corner.
Yeah, the others seem to be hanging okay, but. Is it time?
We are back in session and no action is required, so we're officially adjourned.
You got your exercise too.
Boy, it is warm.
It is warped.
Oh, it
The-
is.
The others are fine.